Well, there was a recent change made to the Southern Tier Expressway as it runs through the Seneca Nation's Allegheny territory.
Well, many of us might not even notice it, but Channel 2's Dave McKinley says the state is claiming the change was made in order to be a good neighbor to the Senecas.
There's still unfulfilled promises from the Southern Tier Expressway agreement.
One long-standing bone of contention, according to Seneca Nation President Todd Gates, involved the redesignating of the expressway as Interstate 86 several years ago, a move he contends was made without necessary consultation and approval of the Seneca Nation for the portion of the road that runs through its Allegheny territory.
That Southern Tier Expressway agreement, we still call it Route 17. They renamed it 86. We don't like that because that was another one where they didn't live up to the agreements that they made with us.
However, while the route is still signed as 86, at least on the larger signs, on a recent weekend, state DOT crews were out changing the mile markers with new ones, which appear to mark it as Route 17.
We can certainly ask the experts at the DOT the specifics. My understanding is that this is a request that came in from the Seneca Nation, and to be good neighbors, that request was complied with during hours when there'd be least disruption to the motoring public.
The experts at the DOT confirmed as much, but did not respond to our questions regarding how much this cost or how much extra that cost might have increased if overtime was paid for crews to do this on a weekend.
Oh, that's what makes sense. I mean, we're always happy as motorists when people stagger the construction to hours when the roads are least in use, and that is my assumption of what occurred here.
Could it be a small step, perhaps, toward détente in resolving issues like the one we told you about last week regarding a 3-mile stretch of the state thruway, which passes through the Cattaraugus territory and which continues to crumble with no apparent agreement in sight to fix that?
They're pretty similar, but they're separate, and we'll deal with them as separate issues.
Now, to be clear, what it appears the state simply did this a couple of weekends ago was to go in and remove references to Route 86 simply on the mile markers, because there was still small reference markers that designated 17 all along. So that's all they did, was remove some small signage. The Seneca Nation, by the way, agreed in 1976 to allow that highway to cross their territory after receiving almost 800 acres of Allegheny State Park in return. In the Information Center, Dave McKinley, Channel 2 News.